This episode of The Basic Filmmaker is brought to you by wasps. Let's take a look at all the answers from my Q&A video. A few weeks ago I made a Q&A video asking the questions and you leaving the answers. Thank you. There were so many responses, you'll see them at the end of this video. The first question was, why the hell can't I answer some people's comments? People would leave comments on my videos and I wouldn't be able to reply to them. Well, your channel has to be linked with Google Plus and you have to turn that feature on. Go to your Google Plus accounts page and set who can comment on your public post to anyone. Wondering why you leave comments and no one responds? That may be why. The next question was about translating videos to other languages. The responses so far are Spanish, Italian, German, Portuguese, Centurion Prime, and Klingon. That's Klingon for your mother has a smooth forehead. It's quite an insult to a Klingon. I used to translate my video to 15 languages and made a video on how to do that. I would get the English version correct, go to Google Translate, do a whole lot of copying and pasting into files, upload each to my video, and, well, it was a lot of work. Recently I found that YouTube can automatically translate a video to something like 80 different languages. You click on the CC button here, then you select the language you want. That saves me a lot of time, but more importantly, it allows people who don't speak English to understand what's being said. But it doesn't do a good job, and I wondered, why not? Well, if you don't closed caption the video with correct English in the first place, YouTube does the English captioning all by itself. Although this can be hilarious at times, well, garbage in, garbage out. The solution is simple. Take the time to make sure your English captions are correct so they can get translated into something more understandable and upload them to your video. On mine, you click on this CC button here, you'll see English BFM, that's mine, pick Translate Captions above it and you'll get a list of all the languages. That's pretty cool and you win as YouTube continues to refine their translation software. My next question was if you wanted more gear reviews. Mostly the answer was yes, an occasional gear review, but only the gear that I would use. Fair enough and deal. In my last video, I compared a Rode video mic to a Rode NTG2 and Rode lapel mic. These are all in the $200 to $300 range, and for a mic, that's about what you need to spend for decent sound. I also have an NTG3, almost $700, but a bit pricey for people who watch this channel. And a Shope shotgun mic, which really good, will cost you $4,000? That's high-end gear. And there's no use in me reviewing stuff you can't afford. Now you can also DIY or buy low-cost gear. A homemade slider made out of PVC will never work like a well-manufactured, highly machined ball-bearing slider. The PVC will flex, and that's exactly what you don't want when shooting a shot. The thing you want from low-cost or DIY gear is not to save money. You want to experience in using it in preparation for the day you do have the money to purchase the higher quality gear. The next question was, if you could improve one thing about your videos, or your lack of making them, what would that be? This was all over the map, so I broke it down into a couple of categories. Sound. Getting good audio quality both on location and in post, including mics, miking, recording, post-processing, syncing, and good music. Things that stop you from starting. Coming up with ideas, not being too ambitious, having people and friends to shoot with, having to be the actor yourself, fear of filming in front of others, fear of others seeing the video and having a negative reaction. Next was writing, knowing what's funny and what isn't, stiff or unfeeling dialogue, and pacing. Then there's production, the human side of filmmaking and being a director, camera settings, and what's the best for quality. Lighting, including night, low light, and shooting outside during light changes, shaky video, locations, costumes, and props, and time management. Post-production had how to cut between scenes with a camera moving, film aesthetics, not how but why, color correction, improving footage in post, and proper media management. I do plan on covering every one of those mentioned, except the last one, which is doing a video challenge. I tried this once and 3 people participated. Here's what I learned. 1. If no one participates, you don't have a show. 2. If all the entries suck, you don't have a show. 3. If the video uses assets without proper permissions, you don't have a show. 4. If you spend time watching the submissions instead of making your video, you don't have a show. And 5. If no sponsor awards the contestants, you don't have a show. Finally, I have no need, desire, or compulsion to make less of something someone else has created. In fact, I don't like doing it at all. Constructive advice is, when asked for, sure. My opinion is anyone that has the guts to try and create something and show it to the world is awesome. Period. If you have some suggestion that gets around that, just let me know in the comments below. Now, the last question asked was, what 1 or 2 channels do you always go to watch when a new video is posted? By far, the top channels mentioned were Dave Dugdale, Indie Mogul, Filmmaker IQ, and Film Riot. I would highly suggest all of them to you. And there you go. If you stick around until after the outro, I'll run a list of all the people who responded. Thank you all, and as always, I hope that helped, and thanks for watching.